just fucking starts weaving into my fucking lane.
And you're like, try
the amount of times where I've just been like, but I mean, like, if I survive, bro, I'm set.
You got to watch, though, because, like, if it's FedEx or UPS, yeah. But if it's just, like, a small personal trucking company or whatever, you're not getting shit.
But it's more than that, right? It's FedEx, Walmart, UPS, Prime Inc. is always on the fucking roads
all
nowadays.
the goddamn time, and I swear to God, I
Maverick?
hope
but there's just as many, like,
Amazon
self-employed
truck drivers are the fucking worst.
Swift.
Like, no,
God,
bro,
Swift
I've never
drivers.
even
Swift's
seen one
pretty
of those.
fucking bad.
You haven't even seen a Swift. You haven't seen a
No,
Swift driver.
You
no,
haven't lived.
I've
You have
lived.
not lived.
Most of the time,
that is an experience.
9 times out of 10, it's fucking Amazon.
You have
where,
never-
like, I'm driving and then like I'm trying to get past them, and then these motherfuckers are just like, I'm looking at them, I'm like, yo, and then they're like, oh shit, and then I see him in my rearview mirror swerving all across the road to correct the fact they almost fucking killed me.
I'm just saying, right? That's all well terrifying, yes, but you have never felt mortal danger because you've never ran into a Swift driver before.
So on Swift,
It's a different level.
Bro,
the greatest truck driving moment of my life that I got to witness was coming back from Lake Powell. And there are 2 Swift drivers. It's a convoy, mind you. So it is 2 Swift drivers, and then there's Phil, who's just driving his own personal truck, doing whatever for like contract work or whatever. And so Phil and Swift driver number 2 both get into the left lane at the same time to try and overtake each other and the first truck. And then Phil fucks off. Phil says, I don't want the smoke. But something happens between the feral beasts of Swift 2 and Swift 1, and they start swerving at each other. They are side by side. They have been trying to overtake for 10 miles now and are swerving at each other in pissing rain. The road is fucking slick. There's mud everywhere. There's 30 cars behind them waiting to get past, and they are playing chicken with each other with inches between their cargo.
Bro, no, I will say that hands down, the absolute most terrified that I've ever been. I'm driving, I'm going through the canyon. The canyon and fucking semi-truck drivers, that's the absolute fucking worst. Especially when you get into the situation that I'm in. So, I'm sitting here, there's like 4 semis in the right-hand lane.
You're only up in Rifle, right?
Yeah.
That's not even the worst part of the canyon. Shut the fuck up.
No. Yes. Glenwood Canyon, in my opinion, is much worse. But the
God,
fucking...
I fly through Glenwood.
Yeah, no.
I love that.
So I'm sitting here and I'm fucking driving. There's like 4 semis, and I'm like, all right, like fucking not a problem. I just get past these motherfuckers, and I'm like, cool. So I go to fucking pass this line of semis. So the semi truck that was second in line has the same idea of like, I'm gonna get around these motherfuckers. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he gets out, I get right behind him.
PJ's lived your dream.
What is my dream? What is my dream?
To get fucking slammed into by PJ's uncle.
Did he stew?
Seriously. So it's a single. No. So I'm sitting here, truck driver in second in line has the same idea to pass the guy in front. So now in the
It
left-hand
should be
lane,
illegal for truck drivers to pass.
Bro, it is in Glenwood Canyon. That's my single favorite part. I was waiting to say that. It's my favorite part about fucking Glenwood Canyon is they ban truck drivers in the left lane. And it's a dream driving through it now. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
So I'm in the left-hand lane. There is a semi-truck in front of me. There is a semi-truck to my right. And the semi-truck that was fourth in line that I had passed also has the same idea of like, I'm going to pass these slow-ass semis. So I am as literal to being boxed in as possible, right? There is a semi-truck in front of me, there is a semi-truck to my right, and there is a semi-truck behind me. I'm already shitting myself. Because I hate driving around semis. I have a fear of it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here-
understandable.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is fine. And this is when I was still in my fucking Ford Taurus, this tiny motherfucker. I'm not winning this fight at all. This is like Mike Tyson beating up a toddler, all right? So I'm sitting
Love
here.
that
They
meme.
put off the Jake Paul fight, actually.
Yeah, no. So I'm sitting here and I'm driving, and the semi-truck that was third in line, I guess just decides, I'm gonna pass this slow ass semi in front of me. I have space, and then I'm sitting here driving. There's the median. I'm already riding the median because I hate this entire situation. And then I look out the side, and this semi is just coming closer and closer, and I see he has this fucking turn signal on, so my life flashes before my eyes as I'm sitting here laying on the fucking horn, and I'm just screaming in my car. I'm laying on my horn. I'm just screaming.
Like,
and then this
please.
motherfucker, I swear to God, I could have leaned over, rolled down my passenger window, and just brushed the side of this motherfucker's semi before he finally realized, oh, there's a person there. And then instead of just being like, all right, cool, no problem, let me just get back in my lane. No. He panics, jerks his fucking wheel, and I see, because like the semi, you see when a semi truck like does like an evasive maneuver.
Yeah.
It's not subtle.
The fucking
So, yeah,
wiggle is
yeah,
is
so I'm
terrifying.
sitting here, I see the fucking cab just jerk to the fucking side, and then here's this fucking big ass trailer just. So literally, I'm sitting here, I am stuck because the truck in front of me doesn't see this. The truck behind me is deciding to let me die today instead of just slowing the fuck down and letting me move.
Bro, they can't do that.
Yeah, no. So I'm sitting here and I'm just watching this trailer shake, and then the truck driver trying to fucking recorrect himself, and I'm just watching this, and I'm just locked in, and I'm sitting here just praying to God. I'm like, this is how I go. This is how I go. And then finally, the fucking semi truck in front of me gets a little bit further, and I'm able to just fucking gun it and get around this motherfucker. I pissed myself just a little bit. I thought that was gonna be the end of me.
So my craziest one was in Glenwood Canyon. It wasn't a semi truck though; it was a fucking Dodge Caravan, and I will never forget this experience. At some point in the past, very near past to me going on this road, someone's trailer seemingly exploded in the middle of this road. All that is left of it is a single axle, a tire attached to that axle, and some planks of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Dodge Caravan didn't give a fuck about that. Hits it full on. Sucks it underneath their car, and it spits it up into the air in front of me. And so I'm a couple car lengths away. I see it go up, and I'm like, fuck me. You know? This is my final destination moment. It fucking hits the road, bounces to eye level with the cab, and I go, Maddie's asleep. She has no idea that she almost just died. And I go, and then just like swerve into the next lane. Thank God there was nobody there. And I just see it. And I was like, that was us. We could have just got the fucking tire and an axle through the windshield.
I had one very similar, Marquise, to yours. But I wasn't following another semi. I was just following another car. And it was just like a line of cars that was passing this fucking semi, but he was stuck behind fucking Farmer Joe's old beat up Ford tractor or whatever, I guess, on the interstate. And by the time that I was up next to him, because I always on the interstate, I'll go fast, but I always try to give 3-5 fucking car lengths for safety.
You fucking should.
I guess this motherfucker thought, oh yeah, that's my space. And goes,
God,
the road's clear behind
like
me.
that.
There's not a single fucking car behind me. This motherfucker could have waited 2 seconds and would have been fine. But he starts encroaching over, and I'm fucking laying on the horn because I'm going like 80, and he's going like 65. So I'm already, by the time that he starts curving over, I'm almost at his cab. And I'd say lucky in the moment. My fucking AC in my Jeep had been busted for years, and we only just got it fixed like 3 months ago. So I'm on the interstate going 80 with the windows down. And I got a buddy in the car. I can't remember who I had, but they're fucking sipping on some kind of drink. And the cab's still coming over, and he fucking pucks it. And it slams against the like back end of that cab or whatever. And that's when he fucking jerks over. Because I was on the horn, and I like tried to...
Like motherfuckers in his cab,
jolt and
music
shit.
blaring. He doesn't hear shit.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Didn't check his mirrors, nothing.
that they have to chuck a couple $1,000s to get certified to drive these things, and don't know how to fucking drive.
It's fucking
and it's crazy
wild.
too because like my work, we've got maybe 30 something CDL drivers employed at my
Trust
work.
me, I've seen some.
They're great. generally
I'm gonna
speaking,
get pictures from now on.
bring some receipts.
It's over here like, actually.
They ain't like that.
I almost did one day. I typically they're pretty fine, but there was one day where someone was really pissing me off with how they
Yeah.
were driving, and I was like, I know people in
I know
your
your boss.
company.
I know some of the higher ups.
Do it,
and I
let me
swear to
know.
God.
Yeah, I will. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, but
I
like,
got a dash cam just for that.
Dude, that's why I got a dash cam. I have a dash cam because of that incident that I just talked to you about, because I'm like, I know for a fact that one of these days a semi truck is gonna take me out and I want to get paid.
Yeah.
welcome back to Mad King, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to America.
It's been
This is America.
it's been our 10-minute rant.
Whoever's got
Oh,
the best lawyer
man.
wins.
But it's not any better anywhere else, because like I've driven in Germany before when I was on that exchange.
I was
and
talking
stuff.
about the lawsuit side of
and
things.
oh yeah, on the lawsuit side of things is beautiful in America.
Yeah. That's
Sue
the
you
American
for-
dream, right
the
there.
American dream.
For everything you got, big fucking corporation. I'm
Look,
getting paid.
not suing you for everything you got, suing some big corporation.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, yeah.
do
Oh
it.
yeah. Because the average Joe, I'm gonna sue you for everything you got, and I'm gonna get a pack of Skittles. So instead, I'm gonna go after these big ass corporations, and maybe, just maybe, I get enough for a down payment on a house.
Yeah, not sponsored by Amazon Prime, unless
I will never say another bad thing about you. But as of right now, as it stands,
we'll go
your
real hard
drivers
on
are
those
terrible.
Swift drivers if you hit us up.
We'll be your propaganda machine.
Those fucking Walmart guys, those Walmart bastards.
Fuck.
American Furniture Warehouse ain't got
Maverick
nothing.
doesn't do much better, man. I'm really disappointed in these
Yeah.
guys because a lot of them are like from around at least this part of the country, and it's like, brother, you know how to
better.
drive here. You've been here a couple times.
Yeah.
Been here
Well,
at least a
that's
couple
I think that's the worst
times.
part is I've met, of course, through my gig and stuff, met plenty of overland CDL drivers and stuff. They know better.
Yeah.
You sit down and you talk to them, you have a beer with the guy at the pub, and he's like, oh man, I can't fucking believe those cars cutting people off. I'd never cut somebody off. It's like, motherfucker, I bet you do.
I bet you do.
I bet you do all the time.
Oh my god, it's terrifying. Because a semi truck, like, unless you're also in a semi truck, you're gonna lose that fight, and you get put into certain situations where it's like, well, hopefully he notices, because if he doesn't, looks like that's a wrap for me.
What happened last session, guys?
Gwen is here.
We're having a party.
We're not. Gwen has arrived.
We're gonna have
her tower appeared right outside of town.
Yeah.
And
Are we doing dinner on the turning grounds or where the horse arena?
we were
is?
doing it where the horse thing was, because he said that there was
It's better. It's better
yeah.
for catering.
yeah.
They've got like a wedding venue tent that they set up. And
Very
shit,
fancy, very demure.
It is like
Stop.
it's literally the fancy place
Very
in town.
cutesy.
Can
we
Yeah.
get tea?
So maybe
This is like Bronshire's one manicured estate.
Yeah. So now we have to, because Gwen, I was under the impression that like she was here to box, but apparently she's here to talk. So like, we'll see how it goes.
Who knows?
Yeah. Speaking
Do
of,
you know she's here to talk?
Well, she said
That's
that
why
she
we're also
expected-
going to the horse place, because there's nothing really around it, and we can pay for those repairs if we live.
I had to kick out a lot of people.
We should maybe
But
put some money
anyways.
away in the bank for like insurance reasons after this fight.
That's fair. So
PJ boy, I'm gonna say I love you to death. I'm not surprised to hear that information. But I am disappointed.
Dad's not mad. He's just disappointed.
In my head, I said, "Yeah, he seems the type."
Some people deserve it though. I agree.
So I had set Gladic, I believe, because he's our only resident mage at the moment, to
The defense.
make up some like anti-magic
Yeah,
stuff during the week. Was he able to get
that's not an
Any-
excuse.
any of that done in this time?
I mean,
magic's expensive.
Yeah,
Gladic's not an enchanter, right? So he's not making magic items.
Oh, so he's
So
just-
you send
oh.
you send
He
Gladic
just
to
preps.
work on some anti-magic stuff. He has prepared his spells for the day to focus on counter magics.
Were we able to get? Do we have the anti-magic dwarves with us? Were they? did they
That
come
They're on
dwarven
call.
company is like in the woods. They're in area. where do you want to position them? It's
So-
old equipment, but it still runs.
So
we put,
first,
Like
and
I said, it was a
foremost-
training regiment.
First and foremost, I want to verify precisely like what anti-magic stuff they have. Is it like, do you guys have simply put, I don't know, some generator or something that we can set up to make a field, or is it like artillery shells that make anti-magic fields?
Realistically, you've got maybe a dozen mages that can cast counter spells and dispel magic spells.
Oh Jesus! We lost our enchanter.
Incredibly lucky. One of their old school iron golems is enchanted with like auto dispel magics on its fisties, but it doesn't run a lot.
So-
You got a minute of boxing.
Okay, that's fine. That's like 10 rounds.
Yeah.
None of our fights last longer than 10 rounds. So, in our little pavilion or whatnot, I want the golem in there.
we could dress them up like a statue. Fucking do them up nice.
I mean, you're not wrong, but like
I think that's a great idea. Make them like a centerpiece.
The
Gwen's gonna be
dwarven
able to
techs,
see.
the 5-man tech crew is gonna have to be nearby. They don't have to be like within 30 feet of the golem
They could be
to
bears.
operate it, but they gotta be around.
We're playing Hitman now. We'll dress them up as little butlers. And they can walk around.
I'm sorry, but you do not have any dwarf butler suits laying around.
So
I'm sorry, but you've got one evening to prepare this.
Yeah,
this tea party.
I was just about to say like we have a
limited amount of conjuration magic in the world. We think.
There's a very limited amount of conjuration magic from your understanding.
Fine, they don't get to be butlers, but they could be around.
It's probably best because they got like a lot of equipment and stuff. They probably just put them in like the barn.
My
Yeah,
next
that's probably the
question-
best. Is we just put the golem in the barn.
I mean,
'Cause
yeah,
where else are we gonna hide a golem?
well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be hidden. Like
That feels really aggressive, though. What if this doesn't have to
and
end?
her just dropping her tower a stone's throw away from our town isn't?
Technically, it's out of stone throwing range.
Didn't we just park our fucking ship like above, not her
Yes,
tower,
this
but
entire war has been very hostile. So yeah, having a golem
So
for
I'm just
protection
saying.
against the bitch that's been giving us
I'm
problems.
just all I'm saying is, it's understandable that she would be a little aggressive coming back.
Okay,
we
yeah.
did break into her tower the first time.
Okay.
After lobbing artillery at it.
Okay. So, all right.
I can understand the hostilities.
We can put the golem in the barn if you volunteer as tribute to accept the first blast that comes from her before the golem can get to us.
I can't guarantee that you can promise that, but you can promise that.
I can guarantee to try and get down Mr. President you if it comes to that.
Fucking bad. Because I tell you right now, if I get fucking blasted and I don't even see a flicker of movement from you, I'm gonna be upset.
The man who turns invisible needs a fucking bodyguard.
Who says I don't turn invisible?
Invincible?
Oh, invincible. All right, listen. That I need a standard action for that. So
You got hero points.
Be
I don't-
prepared.
Didn't we not just get a bunch?
No.
no, we did it.
Yeah, I,
think-
gave you two.
I think
Remember?
also,
Because
like the minute that you
PJ
got
Boy-
spent-
Oh yeah, you right.
yeah, paid for a
Yeah.
bunch, and I just doled them out two apiece.
That's
Yeah,
right,
you
that's right.
You right.
So we all have two.
Yeah, you're right. That's my bad.
Yeah. So
See, so you're good.
yeah, you're
I'm
fine.
shit.
If I allow you to use it for that.
Yeah, I'm shit talking when I should.
Yeah. You better put some respect on that name.
So my next question, in this week,
Mm-hmm.
was Thelmar able to do his mission and get back?
I mean,
Still
he's
alive.
probably done his mission.
Yeah, we wouldn't know if he's done it or not yet, because it takes about a 2 weeks round trip.
Yeah. He might be showing up like today, but he can't call you and tell you.
Yeah.
But it's like a 2-week walk there and back. So if he ran into any struggles on the way or,
that
had
would
troubles
delay him,
finding
yeah.
it or anything, it's a delay, you know?
I'm aware. All right. Well, so I guess in this case,
What if you want to do some sightseeing on the way back?
motherfucker,
You
you're
know,
on
he
a
doesn't
mission. You
he
better
doesn't know
not.
he's in a rush.
It's true. We
I
didn't
mean-
really tell him to get back.
That's
to
like
the
super
safe
powerful anti-magic you just gave him. Maybe he's got another mission to run in the ruins of Leadshire that could like really set you guys up, and he's just like knocking out two birds with one magical space stone.
I would have wished you would have told
PJ
me.
boy, you don't have to
Anti-magical
remind him
space
of
stone.
that. It's okay.
Yeah, he
Could have left that one alone.
I know,
Yeah,
PJ.
he's aware. He has it written down. His little single note sheet of destiny that he carries with him.
That's what 12d6 a fireball
Yup.
total.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I guess we just wait? Question mark?
No, we're gonna go set up. We have to, go to
How
the
do you set
tailor.
up?
I need to go get a nice suit.
You go to the tailors.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, you go in, you get fitted.
Yeah.
They're more than used to your crew's eccentricities and showing up last minute for custom stuff.
Yeah.
They
Know we pay big.
They stay open late. They work tirelessly through. Realistically, as far as services go, you've racked up a 5 silver piece
yeah.
tab.
I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll pay for yours too.
No.
I'll pay for the lot. It's okay.
So with that in mind,
You want a nice top hat?
no, I don't.
We can
I'm
put it
wearing my
over
helmet.
your helmet.
No, I'm wearing my helmet.
We
No.
can put it over that.
You're
No.
wearing your armor.
Yes. They could be all.
I mean,
cool
I'm wearing
being
my
all-
armor as well, but
Yeah, no.
Oh, you need a suit tailored over the top of your armor.
yeah, I just have a breastplate on, but it's like
You want it to go over the top or underneath?
I want it to go over it.
That's
gonna
gonna.
look silly, and I hope it does.
So before you make a determination, Ian, I will say
They do
that,
good
like,
work, but
No,
there's
no,
only
no,
so
no, no,
much.
no. I will say that he is a halfling, so theoretically
Just give me a
speaking, if they
t-shirt.
just make it, if they just make it for a normal sized person, it should fit over the breastplate.
But then it's gonna look like a silly box. That's the thing,
true.
right?
Well,
the fit's gonna be off regardless.
Well, he said he wants it to look ridiculous.
They cut it as well as they can.
That's fine.
It's an above average job
Yeah.
for how ridiculous your request is.
Yeah, sick.
So on the note of ridiculous requests, now that she's just arrived, I'm gonna make a beeline to Derek.
Yeah.
So she's hit me with this poison thing
Twice.
twice, and Derek has been the one that has to fix it.
Yeah.
Do you think that would there be enough time for me to request of Derek to make me a rush order anti-venom that doesn't need to last too terribly long?
Do you know why it took the full week again the second time you were poisoned and he wasn't able to give you an anti-venom based off of the first?
Well, yeah,
Curing?
but then he had two. Because the first time he only had one experience with it.
Okay, he
But now he
lets
has
he
two.
lets you know that both of those times it was a unique poison. It was a unique venom in your system.
But it did the same thing, Derek.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out to the same result, but it was different, and he had to do whole new panels and treat it completely differently, despite it being the same effect.
Okay. Is there...
He gives you 2 vials of antivenom. This was for the first one. This was for the second one.
All right, bad.
Good luck.
Yeah, no, okay. So also in addition to this, I know that this is a spell that theoretically speaking he should have at least access to. Delayed poison is a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I get that in potion form?
Yeah. Realistically, you just go down to the alchemy lab and pick that up. That's a very basic thing.
We should have it
Because Derek doesn't really brew potions that
Well,
way.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but he's the doctor, so
Yeah,
figured
I
I'd
get it.
stop there, yeah.
Just like
Okay.
the item creation feats. You
we
don't got
should have a
anything as far as
crew
NPCs go
ready
for item creation
to
anymore.
defend and kind of box on the ship to just take off from the center of town and kind of ranged. You know what I mean?
Sure. My question is to what exact effect? Because what I see is if we do get into a fight with Gwen at the stables, we are going to be within effective firing of Gwen because we're going to be right next to her.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I could turn invincible. I know y'all can't. So that's more of a you problem that I don't know if you thought about.
Team player, everybody.
So I can't spread this out to everybody.
They're thinking about it by
Have you
staging your
tried?
friends in nearby places to try to assist
That's what I'm
when
saying.
shit hits
It's
the fan.
Okay.
We're also in range of her tower and don't know what's in there. That could just lob shit at us.
That's where I'm getting with this question. Is like the ship going
Metagame,
to
you guys
be...
know she can at least lob 2 bomb-ass fireballs at you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So is the ship going to be focusing on the fight with Gwen, or are we
Yes.
going to be having it bombard the tower?
No, we should have it focus on the fight with Gwen, as needed. Not, and that's because if everyone's looking at the big ass ship that's in the sky, they're going to be spending a little less time looking for the dwarven artillery in the woods.
That is fair. All right, fuck it. Yeah. Who do you want on the ship?
I don't know people's names because I never got attached to any of these people. Drunk Bowman.
Talon.
Talion. I think Gladdick would be more mobile and effective on the ship, even playing a defensive
if you're not bringing
role,
him to the tea party with you.
which I don't think we should.
I mean, I think we should, because he's like our... I don't know, at this point, I don't know exactly the effect of said golem, but like, I think Gladdick is our fastest counterspell, dispel magic individual that we have. So I would rather have him at the tea party as like our resident
You're
mage.
a selfish leader. We have an entire city of people right there, also
Innocent
within artillery
civilians.
range.
That are now on the table because you guys, wholesale slaughtered all of Leadshire.
Killing that lich killed the town.
And
How
they are
will
very
we
conveniently within artillery range of the tower,
Okay, so we post up Gladdick on...
the ship.
I was going to say on the wall, that way he can be there to stop anything that's coming to the town.
Well, the ship will be in the town initially, is kind of the idea of it.
Like this ship is staged at the Bailey.
Yeah. So he's more mobile that way, is what I'm saying. He can play a role in both fights, but primarily the defense of the city.
Okay, as long as you don't think that that's going to, I don't know, set back the defense of the town.
I don't think so.
All right, fuck it.
Tea party crew.
Tea party crew.
You three, you had said Mark is okay. Mark's in.
Mark, Raymond,
Raymond, okay.
and then we'll have Alia on the wall. So
Oh,
not
okay.
not tea party, sorry. Is there anybody else we want for tea party crew? I think does Byron want to go with
Bryson.
Bryce?
I mean, he's made to be a head negotiator.
Yes.
Your dad's in town still, right?
Your dad's in town.
fucking
I would
sad.
like to invite the father.
Do you?
I absolutely do.
No.
We need someone who's
Okay.
more trained in politics here.
He's not trained in politics. You think I'm bad? He's 1,000 times worse. Absolutely not. I veto that. I 100%
Do you
veto
tell
that.
Uzel that you do that?
It doesn't matter if you tell me, because if he shows up, I'm gonna tell him to go away. The end result is gonna be the same.
I do.
How much
mention
do
it.
you want? How much do you want Uzel to start liking your character?
Do you think this is going to end all negotiations are off the table if we invite your father?
No, because father's not gonna be there regardless.
Answer the question. If your dad shows up by some miracle, do you think there's not going to be any negotiations?
I do believe that. Yes, he will make it 1,000,000 times more.
Okay, then I would not invite him.
Oh, you don't
This
tell
is
him
a,
at
this
all.
is a tea party.
Okay.
I'm sure he's going to be a little sussed out by the lockdown of the city, but
Oh, cool.
Oh, he's super sussed out by the lockdown of the city
Wasn't supposed to be here anyways.
and
I
has
hope he's
already
sussed
been
out.
bugging Raymond about it for what it's
Yeah.
worth.
And I told
prowling
Raymond,
around a
keep your
little bit.
goddamn mouth shut. Don't tell him shit. He doesn't get to know shit. And Raymond said okay. And if Raymond shared some shit, I'm gonna have a conversation with Raymond. But anyways,
You guys do have a lot of NPCs going around this tower.
yes. So
Your dad's a very imposing man who asks a lot of pointed questions.
makes a lot of good points to people who don't know more. A lot of people are angry about this war.
He's really good at buying around Battalion.
all right.
We should have Blitz with us at the tea party.
Blitz is around.
He's our, mascot. We got to have him.
But I mean,
If you bring it up to him, he does recommend not doing that.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
Because like we're fighting the Mad King, and this is like the Mad King's like right hand bitch, and now we're gonna have Mad King's right hand bitch coming to a tea party where they saw Mad King's left hand bitch, and Mad King's left hand bitch is like, these guys are great. I don't think that's gonna go over super well.
Fine.
I didn't hear a total answer on Gladdock.
Ship. Gladdock ship.
Ship. Lorenzo is probably going to hang out with Gladdock on the ship.
That's fine. He could fire a cannon or
He's
something.
realistically a not under your control NPC.
No.
He's not here to listen to you guys. He's here to protect Gladdock.
Yeah. So we have Alia.
You got Alia near.
Yeah, we have Alia.
Alia's in like second reserves. You've got that one rundown Iron Golem in first reserves, and then the ship would be like third reserves.
Yeah, and like again, the ship's primary focus is to, if they try to bombard the city, stop that.
Okay.
And then we have the dwarves, I guess, kind of also third reserve of like if shit starts to go
But they're in
south.
reserve on the tower side, not on Gwen's side.
Correct. And then let's see, we have Talion also on the ship.
Mhm.
We were supposed to send someone to retrieve Gwen from the tower. Who are we picking for that job?
Hey, Bryson.
Yes?
We gotta get this man a suit.
Oh, he owns a suit.
He's our lead negotiator. This fucking child. How old is Bryson?
Oh, he's like 18, 19.
Oh,
He's a strapping young lad.
yeah. So yeah,
He's in decent shape.
we'll send Bryson to go retrieve Gwen.
Yeah.
At first light.
Give him a nice comb over. Yeah.
He has full hair.
Clean him up. Make him real suave.
First light. Okay.
All right. Are we forgetting anybody of major importance?
No, I already paid Joanne for the pastries for the morning and the next cake. So
I said major importance.
that's imperative.
Do you have anybody that you bought tea from?
I was gonna ask if we had someone I could bother for tea.
There's some shops around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We set the shit up.
Okay.
I just like to picture this because Belrune's over here making all these plans and preparations for like a tea party,
And you're sharpening your sword.
and then Oozle is sitting here barking orders, setting defenses, and sharpening his fucking
I'm
sword.
like taking the lint off of my suit.
Rack, what are you up to?
I want a dirty dress to put over my armor.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Just rip the bottom of it off so I can have
Like you purposefully buy a big flowing dress
Yeah,
and then
No,
tear it
no,
off before walking out the
I
door
like
after paying.
I like to think that like she placed
Because they sell shorter dresses.
No. I like to think that Rack placed an order for a dress, and Rack is not the type that normally wears dresses, so she didn't specify. So that when she got handed this dress, she was like, I can make it work. And then like in front of the tailor,
Yeah.
just tears off the fucking skirt and is like,
Perfect.
thank you.
TJ boy, who are you hinting at?
So he's talking about Amelia / Grubnub. Yeah, our enchanter chick and our mage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had some pretty good magic item factory
Sure did.
going.
Sure fucking did. Now
Real
it's gone.
shame.
Yeah, real fucking shame.
Weird how that works sometimes.
Sort of fucking god.
Special Agent K.
We also had Agent K. He made all the potions.
I think we're set. We didn't hire a fucking band.
Shut the fuck up. We have
They do wedding venues.
there's
Think they don't have
Adara,
bands?
Aluma's Adora.
You got Adora.
We have Adora.
We're bringing Adora. Not as a part of the fight.
I mean, if shit goes south, you better get involved. Don't just be sitting here blinking away some fucking hey there Delilah while we're getting our shit kicked in.
What do you think bards do?
Well, I don't know. Fucking something. Give us a buff.
That's the whole
Adora shows
point.
up.
Perfect.
The door
okay.
is ready. She's got her bagpipes in hand.
Now
She's
I'm
so
sad.
excited.
I forgot about the band, but we're okay now.
All right.
It's going to be this is going to be the fanciest party you've ever been invited to. Do you
The
tell
only party I've been
Sabe?
invited to?
No.
You just leave her completely out of it. How do you get away from her in the morning? Because y'all have been like attached at the hip since
We can make that happen
her
for real.
death.
I tell her, hey, so there's this big woman. I don't really know her.
Big, like,
Like scary.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've never seen her, so maybe she is. I don't know.
Uh
You don't want to become dead again.
huh.
You stay.
Like just right in this room.
I mean,
Stand in the corner.
Think about what you've done.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go check out the book nook and maybe catch up on my series. I heard that they've released a new 13 volumes.
I tell her she has time to go grab one book and then return to the room.
I mean, she's already there. Might as well grab a couple.
She can carry at
I'm
least
gonna
3.
be down there and the city's already in the city. What's the big deal?
He might not be for the next couple of hours.
I
Dude,
appreciate you bringing me back and everything,
Imagine
but
the tower stays. but she
I'm not here
teleports
to
all
just sit in my
Broadshire.
room when you tell me to.
Well, I know. It's just that.
So I think I'm gonna go down to the book
That would
nook
be so
and
cool.
check out some more of this.
She just fucking
I don't-
ships us
I don't even
somewhere.
sleep anymore. So I
suddenly
really could
Feywoods.
use some reading
You're
material.
no, we're
Do you
not.
think
The
your
Feywoods aren't a
powers
thing
are
anymore.
good enough that
Don't
you
you
could
put that
protect
evil on me,
yourself
Ricky
if
Bobby.
need be?
Oh, I haven't even cast a spell yet.
Well, then, what do you think?
But what are all the guards for? You guys got a big old
Do
flying
you see a
ship that I
guard in
saw.
this room?
She looks out the door at the 2 guards at the outside of the barracks, and she's like, "There,
They're not in the room.
And they're like,
hey!" And he was like, "Huh, yeah." And he's like, "Come here for a second, please." And the guard walks in the room, and then she points at him. He'll take me.
Got him.
Have a compromise. You can go anywhere, but you take this guard and pick the burliest looking one.
You picked the earlier one, yeah.
And I said, you listen to him if shit goes bad.
Okay, fine, deal.
Hold on. Shake.
She goes and nothing comes out, and she's like, "I don't make spit anymore."
So it is not binding.
As she goes to leave, the burly guard hangs back for just a second at the door, and he leans in. He's like, "So what the fuck do I do if shit goes down?"
You are a human shield. Good luck with that. You got promoted.
Do you want me to go to the armory and pick up an actual shield for that position,
Do you
or
not have one?
is the spear sufficient?
You just have a spear. You don't
I was
have a shield.
just issued the spear. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
need to
have to
work
bring
on
that
that.
up with management because I feel like you should have a shield.
Well, I can get a I'm just saying, I just have
You
to.
should go get one.
Okay. Do I take her with me to do that, or do I catch up with her at the book nook?
Is she gone?
She's walking, yeah.
You should go get her, take her to get a shield, and then take her to the book nook.
All right, her shield, her book nook. Got it. He bolts. The morning comes. So you sent Bryson at first light. When do y'all get there?
Well, I never left.
Oh, you slept at the venue?
there.
I'm not give this bitch any fucking quarter.
Probably about the same time that we send Bryson to go and get her.
About
that
the time
we,
he's
we
walking out the
arrive
door,
at
you're-
about
yeah.
the same time at the
Oh,
venue.
you'd show up a little earlier
Yeah.
because the
Yeah,
Exquisite
yeah.
Esquitarian, of course, is on the opposite side of town from where the tower popped up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we go and roll up.
Yeah, you're rolling up, and just about as you're rolling up, Oozle, one of the waiters, normal Exquisite Esquitarian staff, has been berating you all morning with questions that you don't care about, and I assume you haven't been giving him answers.
Well, what kind of questions is he asking?
Oh, he's asking would you like it in order of croissant jelly donut, or would you like it jelly donut then croissant?
The obvious order is croissant jelly donut.
Would you like to start with a black tea or an herbal, as you have a decent chest full?
I'm just gonna raise a hand.
Milk, sugar.
Stop. Whatever you think would work, do that.
if you're doing the croissant first, you have to do the black tea first. And
I'm gonna be honest, sir.
If you truly don't know, find the halfling.
The halfling. Okay. Well, I will ask him before any final decisions are made. And furthermore, sir, some of the staff came together and we put together this, and he holds out. It's like a couple little rags, a bar of soap, and some other little accoutrements. You've been here for almost 40 hours, and you do smell.
to be quite frank, you smell like one of the horses.
If we're being quite honest, I don't know when the last time you washed yourself or that armor. Please do not take too much offense. And he just puts it down on like a stool. There is water that we have drawn up and heated just around behind the barn, if you're so inclined. Just a recommendation. And he like runs. He does not give you time to respond.
That's fine because Oozle's too stunned to respond. It's like I like to picture it's like boot camp, like for the military.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the drill sergeants, you have like the recruits and everything. And like the drill sergeants are obviously drill sergeants. The recruits are less than nothing in the eyes of the drill sergeant. And then this recruit just came up to the drill sergeant that has just spent the last 8 weeks berating this individual. And then out of nowhere, said individual just walked up and told his drill sergeant, "Hey man, you kind of stink. You need to take a bath." And like, there's just like, there's a certain level of rage where like neurons
You just
stop.
stop.
Like
She was too stunned to speak.
where it's one of those where it's like, I take it and I'm just like, I'll deal with that later.
There's Oozle. Brack, what time are you getting there?
I need to process this.
That's like the biggest audacity you've ever
Are you
received
fashionably
from
late?
someone
100%.
under you.
I'm trying to get my dress pretty.
Do you sleep in?
Shit, gotta.
Oh shit, look at my wrist. It's time to go.
It's half past.
Look at my
sundial. Wait, there's no windows in here.
Fucking church bell rings and you're just like, oh no. Oh, I fucked up.
Oh, they're gonna be so mad.
Going out the door.
Yeah, Oozle's standing there. Looks like one of the servants was just talking to him and kind of quickly shuffled off. Oozle looks stunned.
Hey, wait! Excuse me, sir.
He stops, looks your way. Ah, yes, master.
Who approved the colors of these tablecloths?
You did, sir.
You are Belrune, correct?
Yes.
That would be you.
Yes. I did not pick this. This is beige.
He goes over and he grabs one of the like tablecloths down underneath and he flips it over and there is like a patch stitched in that was like approved by, and then there's your signature.
This is not the same. If you look
Of course,
at this,
sir.
If you look at this patch, this is cream, and this is beige.
Do you pull out a patch?
I just flipped the patch over.
Oh, you flip it. You flip its own tablecloth over. Would you prefer that we turn all the tablecloths inside out, then, sir?
There's just gonna be one that has a patch with your name on it.
As a matter of fact, I would. I think that's what's the best for this.
Immediately servants start going and like tables are cleared, flipped, reset.
Beautiful.
There is no color difference.
Yeah.
There is no discernible difference.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
100%.
I like Bridezilla the shit out of this.
You're stomping around, and as like the first couple hours of the morning go on before Gwen shows up, you see like this servant's hair visibly starts falling out. Just as you're all like
It looks
standing around,
exactly
Oozle,
the
do you take a bath?
Yes. Too stunned. Too stunned. Yeah. Bathe up real quick and
Hose out the armor.
armor's exquisite. Armor's always exquisite.
You're a little,
On the
you're a
outside,
little stinky.
how's the padding?
Listen, I change gambesons, okay?
How much sweat have you put into your set of 5 gambesons?
I change gambesons. It's fine.
Nothing a little prestidigitation won't buff out.
Who can cast prestidigitation?
No one here. Gladic is on the ship, or getting ready to be.
I swear to God, he better not have that spell prepared.
Gladic, unstank my underwear, please.
We're already on a thin line. I think that'd be the one that pushes him over.
That's gonna be my next order. We're gonna go down to the Underdark, and I'm just gonna buy like prestidigitation wands. Start cleaning shit, because you're fucking gross.
Boozle takes good care of himself, all right?
As good of care as anybody who lives in their armor can,
Yes.
which is not great.
I have a high.
You ever been in like a Halloween mask and you can't really breathe out of it, and so it's just like kind of muggy on the inside,
Listen.
real gross, real humid. That's what I imagine it's like all the time in there. It's like it's in an own enclosure.
I have a 26 charisma. It can't be that bad.
Well, it's all enclosed, you know. You've got like your own species of mold growing in there. Got your own ecosystem, you know.
Oozle, as you are finishing up your bath and just about done putting on your gambeson, Belrune, as you were in the middle of berating a servant about repolishing the forks because you saw yourself but you looked a little funny, you hear the crier announce, "Introducing the most eloquent, deserved, knighted Sir Mark." Mark shows up. Yeah, there's like the servants stop and kind of clap, and one shows him to his table, kind of deal.
I want to like
People are showing up.
I want to peek around, like, I don't know, whatever curtain, and like see who the crier is.
I need a reflex saving throw.
Oh,
You gotta be exposed.
Well, that's a nat 20, so that's unfortunate to get that out of the way right now.
There is like this preternatural sense that like somebody's ambushing you, and you duck around the corner just as this little cloud of vapor like puffs from the corner and kind of disperses into the air.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Do you look back around the corner? You duck back so fast that what was like in whoever or whatever was inside the barn you didn't see.
No, but I will use my first level spell slot to cast.
Oh my god, guys, he casts spells.
Oh yeah, I cast spells all the goddamn time. Effortless armor to immediately get my armor on. I will jump. I peeked around this corner. I'm gonna jump around the other side.
You go run to the other side of the barn
Yeah.
and come around.
Yeah.
There's stables and like hay. But you don't have like a clear line of sight through. So even if the person's like still there, you're gonna have to go through the barn.
It's tea time. This can wait.
Bitch just tried to assassinate me.
Did you die?
Do you like charge through? You can give me a perception roll.
Yeah, I'll perception before. 12. Pretty sure my perception is 12, 24.
You catch like a shadow moving around that door. Like whoever it was is probably still there.
It could have been perfume. We could have just almost gotten tagged with some smell good spray.
Don't care for that at all. People are arriving.
Introducing runs the city. Old runner of Leadshire, of Fort Lead, Raymond, the Fox of Iron. Raymond comes out. Woo! There's some clapping. He goes, sits down. He's sitting next to Mark. Belrune, do you take your seat, or are you still like going and berating people?
No, at this point I would have like slipped the fence to come around near the crier.
Yeah, so you get introduced as well. Do you have an introduction that you desire?
No.
Okay, yeah.
And he doesn't
doesn't really know you very well.
He just knows you as Belrune, the guy who's been yelling at people all morning.
Introducing your host, Belrune.
Thank you.
'Cause I can't get incapacitated for this. It'll be bad. So I'm going to.
It could be great.
No. It wouldn't.
He's so certain this is gonna end in fists. You know?
So violent.
You're so violent. This is a tea party.
I have the highest
We have-
diplomacy here.
Croissants.
I'm constantly trying to avoid fights. You know what? Whatever. I'm fucking point to the shadow so the shadow knows, bitch, I see you.
Okay.
But I have other places to be.
You just like point and don't say anything.
Yeah.
You said, hey,
Glare.
me and
From
you at the
behind him?
Denny's tonight.
I
Okay.
don't know. They're in shadows. They could be looking at me. I'm a very imposing figure.
I guess they could.
If like you're looking at a barn and like the barn is dark and then it's just like 2 open doors and then all of a sudden this mountain of a man is standing in the other door, the shadow I would cast through that would theoretically be enough that they'd be like, what?
Potentially.
But anyways, so
you,
yeah.
you point and you hear like a.
What if they're blind? You don't know.
That was real fucking close for them to be blind.
you hear a little like.
Maybe they smelled you.
Sorry.
And then I'll dip around and join the
Yeah. As you're like walking around like giving the barn the stank eye, Gwen and Bryson show up.
cool.
They are announced. They are led in. Bryson like has Gwen by the arm, you know, like full gentleman leading.
Fraternizing with the enemy, you motherfucker.
Big smile. She looks
No.
stunning.
It's a part of the fucking gambit.
I know she got a tail under there. She ain't tricking nobody.
Some people like that.
Oozle certainly fucking doesn't. That shit hurts.
May's made herself have a tail a couple of times. It's not strictly true. She goes, she takes her seat, she kind of looks among, you, Mark, Raymond, and she kind of gets like almost a little disappointed look for just a minute. And then Oozle comes tromping up. And she goes, you are joining us. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. I see you wore your dress blues.
Always. I'll go and take a seat.
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you very well through that helmet.
I have the fucking visor up. Fuck you, bitch.
Can you hear me? Or do I need to speak louder?
I'm just gonna take my seat.
Chair creaks a little.
They made a special one for me. They knew.
Reinforced it.
The servants come up and it is just tea first round as they are still waiting for guests to show up. One of them whispers in your ear, I'm sorry, sir, but there has been no sign of Madame Rack.
Can you send someone to fetch her? She might be distracted. I don't know.
Of course. Yeah. The servant like perks up, locks eyes with another servant across the way. That servant just like sprints out the venue.
The fucking penguins of Madagascar.
Relays this like 3-paragraph message with just hand signals.
Rack, you're making your way down Main Street, and I need a perception roll from you.
That is not great.
Oh no.
That is 23.
Oh, 23 is great. What are you talking about? You're
will
high enough in
die.
level, right? This is like role play perception rolls, not like there's a trap perception rolls.
So he says.
As you're going down Main Street,
The trap is coming.
I just try to get puffed. All right.
you see coming out of one of the local bakeries, not Joanne's as it is closed for the morning, you see Savea and the guard. He's got a big old shield on his back, and she is like holding his bicep.
I don't like that.
And she's got just this big old smile on her face as she's got this little pastry in hand. As they just kind of trot out and around, they cut down, kind of perpendicular to Main Street. You catch them crossing.
That guard's about to live out the plot line of Avenged Sevenfold's #1 piece, a little piece of heaven.
Can I lock eyes with this guy as we pass?
He does not seem to notice you as he is looking towards like the city
You got a
gate.
cat call them. It's the only way to get their attention.
How far away is
I'm
he?
trying to better.
Oh, no more than, 20, 30 yards.
Okay. I want to throw my axe at it.
This guy skipped sensitivity days.
Just like cut him off mid-step. I want to,
You want to cut off his foot mid-step?
not his foot, just like halt him mid-step. I want him to,
She wants it to go on the ground and
yeah,
Oh, okay. You want to like skid it in front of him.
yeah.
Okay.
preferably
Make an
like
attack
a good
roll.
stick where he like stubs his toe on the axe.
That's a 29.
Yeah, it like goes and skips across. It sparks on the cobblestones as you skip it like a stone. All the way across the street, people like gasp and jump back, and it skips in front of him and just buries itself into a support beam of a front porch right in front of him. And he goes like he goes rigid, and Savea looks your way, and he's like drawing his shield. As he's turning your direction, he sees you and goes wide-eyed.
I call the axe back.
Yeah, it goes woof, right back into your hand.
Guy's about to lose ration privileges.
That-
You see like knees shake, and Savea puts her hand on like the small of his back, and you see him like soothed, but it's like he doesn't want to be. Like his eyes are terrified, but his body relaxes, and she just goes, "Ignore her, it's fine," and like leads him off.
Oh, he's losing a finger too.
Okay.
She's got magic.
Listen, it's not his fault.
She's figured it out.
Bro's been honey potted, okay?
I'll deal with him later. I got an event.
You got an event you don't want to follow him?
No.
They're hitting the town.
I'll have my revenge.
That's
On
your
the Ritz,
cousin.
you know?
I'll get it.
She's innocent.
He's so not. My sweet cards.
I'll get him when you leave.
Hey, you're just like, all right, well, I'll
poor
get
guy's
this
about to
later.
get a
You
whooping
enjoy
for no
this. You
reason.
enjoy this morning because it's going to be your last kind of
It's
vibe.
gonna be one of those things where like dad comes home from work and mom is like, "You won't believe what your kid just did. You need to go in there and beat his ass." And dad's just like, "Well, listen, I don't know what you did, but mom said I gotta beat your ass, so here we are."
Let's not make this any harder than it has to be.
I don't want to do this. I don't know what's going on, but mom said I gotta beat your ass. So like, if anything, just like scream a little bit, and we'll just say I beat your ass. All right.
Son, I love you, but I'm afraid of her.
As you go walking by that pastry house, something catches your nose. There's something good in there.
Ian's
I feel
over.
like I'm
He's really
trying
trying to fucking.
Ian's over here just trying to break away.
Are you focused?
He's got the fishing rod, and he's just like,
I'm thinking about
It's
that
like the
cake
fucking-
that we got pre-ordered.
It's a good
I
cake.
had some of that yesterday.
The cake's like 8th course though. That's not happening for another couple hours.
That means I get 7 courses before cake.
You can have 8 courses if you pop into the coffee house.
I don't want
It's like the
get too
TikToks of the
full.
dudes with the huge deep sea rods who are casting like 100 meters from the shore.
Right, 'cause you get to the front gate, there's a gold piece on the ground.
sailing through the air.
Just as you bend down to pick up the gold piece, it like jumps down the street a little bit.
Damn, she would fall for that.
She said, "Damn it, Ian, you got me there."
It's
I
just
hate
on a
you.
fishing line. It's reeled in. You go into a dark alley and there's there's Dawn. Want to buy some magic items, kid?
Don't make him weird. Oh my god.
I'm
Oh my god.
You're focused. You're going.
Weasel's gonna be so mad at me.
He's probably already.
You're
He
already
said,
late.
I got puppies and magic items."
Oop, he's getty.
You guys are sitting down, just getting to tea. Gwen has said basically nothing besides commenting on you being in full armor.
Yeah.
She is in one of her classic huge billowing dresses, long blonde hair flowing.
I know what you're hiding in there, bitch.
Are we like covered? You know, it's like a covered venue?
There is a covered section, but it's a very pleasant morning.
Okay, yeah.
It's still got a little bit of bite to it. It's early spring, but
Yeah.
you wear sleeves.
Yeah.
You're just like scowling at her.
I do want to pose a question to her.
What the fuck?
Well, first and foremost, where's Johnny?
Oh, well, I was hoping that you would answer that. Otherwise, that means that he just died in that facility.
Hmm.
But I thought that you got him out. How is he?
Did we get him out?
You did.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In that case, I retract that question.
Used a god token to put him back together.
Oh shit, dude! You're totally fucking right. That was ages ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I retract that question. And
Oh,
replace it
that's
with-
right. Johnny hooked up with.
Yeah, like at the very start of the campaign,
Yeah.
like that was his girlfriend.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
they
now.
disappeared, and Video tried to scry on him, and Gwen was like, "Back off."
Yeah,
Yeah,
now I
yeah,
remember. Now it's all coming back
The
to me.
pieces. It's
It's been a minute.
This is a long campaign. I thought Johnny was still gone.
So all that doesn't happen because she's gonna ask you how he is.
Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't happen because we got Johnny back. Fuck you, bitch.
He's like making sentences now.
Doing good.
It's been like 8 months.
Making progress.
Yeah, I remark about how lovely the weather is.
Yeah, you can remark on that and have your little. So
Hey,
weather's
whoa,
nice.
whoa! No politics before the third course. Where are your manners?
She arrived unannounced.
I don't think the army manufactures them.
Well,
Oh, well, not the army I come from.
we'll have
that's
to
for
beat
sure.
them into him. No politics, please, before the third course.
Of course, and this was scheduled several months in advance, actually.
A month. And it wasn't scheduled with us. You scheduled it with the other wizard that lost her mind.
Yeah, where is she, by the way? I
Don't
liked
know.
her.
Lost her
Spunky.
mind. Yeah, apparently you did a number on her, but
I didn't even get to use any of my fun spells.
Manners.
Introducing, from far off lands, the rightful heir of the Vikel household. Uzel, your father enters. The servants seem like confused as they're like looking at the list, and
He's not on it.
he's not there, you know?
oh, somebody's gonna get a stern talking to, letting people in that's not on the fucking list. You had one fucking job. That's why you have a fucking list.
You look at me. I'm like,
Oh no,
this one wasn't me.
you're gonna have some
He
explaining. to
sits
do because I
down,
believe
Gwen
it's
looks
you.
at him, and, oh, Charles Vikel, I am just charmed. And he is in like full regalia, as regal as
Yeah.
he didn't dress up like this for your graduation.
He's got the medals
He was
pinned
at
to
my
him.
graduation.
Yeah, but he also was not dressed like this when you were graduating.
Got the medals pinned. Got the gloves.
He's got like the full Soviet medals thing going. No, he's not. He sits down on her side of the table.
Ooh.
And she says, I hope you don't mind. When I heard he was in town, I hastily sent an invitation.
Not at all. More the merrier.
A living legend, truly. I've been regaled by the Vikel story by many members of the family. I was hoping to catch it from the most interesting pair.
Gerard, a cup of tea for Mr. Vikel.
He holds up his hand. Whiskey will suffice.
Not at this event.
And at that, like, Mark, like, nods, and he's like, damn, Oozle, your dad's cool.
So as he's,
And Raymond, like, punches him in the thigh.
so I have a question. What? I mean, we're having tea, so I would assume that it's just like ceramic and not metal, right?
Yeah.
Swear to God, if you throw
This is, like, excruciatingly nice porcelain.
Okay, cool. It explodes in my hand.
You just...
Yeah.
Waiter,
as soon as Mark says that.
immediately a servant's up and is like, oh, pardon me, sir, my mistake. So sorry. And like scooping and cleaning it off and dabbing it. They pull out a wand and they tap a prestidigitation on your hand in like the tablecloth and produce a new
fuck yeah.
saucer. And
It's infuriating how good you guys are at your job.
They are the venue for the entire south of the Mad King's Land, you know?
Yeah. The staff gets like a, Bridezilla death glare at the whiskey comment. I may not death glare Mr. Vikel, but I can death glare them.
They like were heading to the stock room, and like the guy stops and looks at you and like he goes and retrieves tea and puts it down in front of Mr. Vikel.
You can have whiskey at the 7th course.
I believe we're just waiting on one of yours now.
Yeah, I've sent someone to fetch her. She's scatterbrained.
Yes, I've reviewed with my staff. You're keeping your sister nearby, aren't you, as well? I sent an invitation, but it seems that it did not reach her.
And why, pray tell, do you think she would?
Your
want
father
to
looks like
attend?
incredibly confused for a moment, and then like regains his stoicism.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with that shit.
Oh, well, we had a wonderful working relationship while she was staying with me.
Yeah. How long was she staying with you? Because
Well-
the note that I got said 30 years, and I'm gonna look at Dad.
And he just like, you see like a little bit of confusion flash over his face for just the briefest moment again, and then there's like recognition. And he just sits back and he takes a sip of that tea and he kind of looks at one of the waiters, and the waiter looks at him and he just like, and he looks back your way and, would you like to invite her?
To sip tea with the woman who tortured her for 30 years? No, I don't think so.
Oh, please. I don't know if torture is the correct verbiage. For
Then what would
any
you
of
call
that.
it?
Well, keeping the interests of the state interesting. Poor girl couldn't control her powers at all by the time that you broke her out. Tell me, how many people has she killed?
And your plan to fix that was to put her in stasis, run constant tests on her, keep her segregated from the entire world, and
472 with my last tech on your last escapade.
So this is getting a little hostile. What was Uzel like as a child?
The little rugrat. We put him in training right out the gate. Honestly, I don't know half of what he did through his youth, but I was able to write his masters on a very regular basis, telling them that they were not doing near enough, and I am sure that they turned up the heat very adequately.
That's interesting.
He still has a lot of work to do, but one of these days he will be a strong man.
Did you read a book on parenting, or I'm just curious where these methods came from.
That's what the church is for.
Oh, well, we don't punish people at the church.
What church are you a part of, pray tell?
The Church of Agni.
That explains it. That explains it. Very soft, very soft. Quite enjoyable. I enjoy the traveling priests. Wonderful stories and tales. We went with the Church of John, the Bone Breaker.
We've got some good tales about that church, about something about a legion of demons or something. They lost. I don't know. Weird.
So this is getting a little heated. Went immediately like,
correction, we didn't lose.
It's not how they told it.
All the demons were dead.
well, all I know is I haven't been able to vacation on Dragon Sanctuary yet, so we'll see.
So, like,
I heard before the demon invasion it was a tropical paradise, a wonderful city. Did you know that they did tours where you could go and actually see the lava flow?
That's pretty cool.
It would have been nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, couldn't go.
Yeah. I've got a hilarious story about this lawyer that I used to have.
there's, like, if there is anybody here actively reading minds, it is just, like, if they look at Uzel into his mind, it's Belrune's
You're not
throat.
resisting anything.
It's Belrune's throat in one, and his father's in the other.
Bro, Gwen's not even in the top.
Nope.
There's no hand for Gwen.
Nope. At this point, afterthought.
There's a third leg for that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey man, I got released from contract, all right?
He's just gonna go in on Johnny's territory like that.
I would assume Johnny wouldn't mind.
I don't know if Johnny's in the
Johnny
right
doesn't
state
have
to
much of a
mind.
mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Kill a little time talking about Devon, my lawyer who wasn't good
Yeah,
at being a lawyer.
it rouses some laughter
Yeah.
from like Raymond and Bryson and Gwen, and kind of at the tail end of that, Mark kind of sits there and he's just been like looking at his cup for a while. And I thought that I was going to save up some money and take my wife and kids to the Pirate Isles and do a little tropical vacation at one point, but wound up taking the sport talent kids, and it was really nice. Amelia spent a lot of time explaining to Adara what like trees looked like, the palms, how they were different.
That's lovely. What happened to your family?
Oh, it was a terrible story, actually, how I wound up meeting Uzel. We were traveling together. I bought a property, actually still own it, though I have not really lived in it, here in Bronshire, and on our way we were assailed by a monstrosity let loose
That's
by
terrible.
the Mad King, and it ripped my son in half and expelled a cloud of poison that killed my pregnant wife.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
They're still buried about halfway to not quite bronze. I miss them every day.
I would love to go, sometime and say rites over the graves with you, if you wouldn't mind.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Have you
And
had
Gwen's
any
just
other
like,
like?
oh, darling, I'm so sorry. What a tragic tale. And
Have
he's
you
like,
had any,
yeah,
like-
thanks. It really sucked.
Have you had any like
Coming from a
familial
Mad King monstrosity.
connections?
Do you say that out loud?
Since then?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of like stops, and she like looks up and she's like, "This is a very hurtful thing to say.
Why are you here?
Did you choose how you were born?"
We're all monsters in some.
Your dad kicks back like, "No."
I ask again, why are you here?
Well, I'm here because your mage invited me.
So am I to
But of course, now she's gone, and it's been such a long time since we hung out. I kind
How
of
did you
figured that
two
I'd
meet?
come back and kick things up. It was a wonderful story, actually. I was infiltrating Bronshire, doing some undercover work, grabbing some test subjects for different spells I had been working on.
more
and-
victims, more like.
As the town had became under very unruly control by a criminal organization, I was thinking about handling it.
Taking control of it yet.
Before that. Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, like she
Because
was.
she didn't run into you in not quite bronze. She ran into you in bronze.
Yeah,
yeah.
because like she left.
Sorry.
yeah,
she left and then you took it over.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was collecting specimens for magical experimentation and wound up stumbling into a bar, and there was this very charming young boy working behind the front desk, and he and I hit it off, and
The same one that you had torn apart that we are still.
oh, what a beautiful body he had to play with. But that might be too personal for this conversation here. I was going to do a small audit when I had returned on the local constabulary, as they were woefully ineffective and had let the entire southern half, not quite bronze, fall into utter chaos run by a criminal organization. When I ran into Uzel, immediately I could feel the magic coming off of him, and a couple of his other friends knew they were special. Took good old Johnny back, and through many of our fun sessions got all kinds of wonderful information, little though he knew. Decided to spend all kinds of spies into the organization. They've come and gone from you guys, and it's just been this kind of distant relationship since then. But we had some really fun nights drinking together.
I see. I do have a question outside of this conversation. So Sandoval, the Bigfoot, it seems to be around a lot.
Sometimes.
Can I see? Because I see like the shadow overlay of people, the nether.
Yeah.
Do I notice that?
When he's around, yeah, you have seen him, like in this
Okay.
past week.
Do I see it now?
No.
Okay.
Because he wasn't on the list. He didn't show up because he wasn't on the fucking
He's
list.
invisible. What does it matter? I was just gonna
It's the
try to
principle.
get a message to Dramir and be like, "Hey, Jiku imprisoned you's in town.
Rally the elves.
Rally the slime."
Get imprisoned again.
the veggies.
Introducing Rack.
Good thing.
You make your way in. The table is kind of, it's not full on both sides, but it's like equal. You know, you've got Raymond, Mark, you've got Belroon and Oozle, and on the other side you've got Bryson, Oozle's father, and Gwen.
Is there an NPC next to Gwen?
Yeah. Well, no, there isn't an empty seat right next to Gwen. Sorry, because Bryson and then Oozle's father. There's no seat between, but there's a spot next to Oozle's father or Bryson. Yeah, you sit down next to this extremely dapper gentleman.
Y'all are playing with fire, the both of y'all. I'm trying real hard to make Oozle like your characters. You're playing with fire.
You haven't really told us why not to like this man. To be
You sit
fair.
down, he looks at you.
Okay,
And,
but see, if the
hello,
boy comes
Charles.
up to me and is like, "Hey,
Rack.
you may
this
call me
guy,
Lord Vikel.
I will
fuck
not
this
do
guy."
that. Thank you.
I look at that as my boy don't like this guy. I don't like this guy.
Well, you've never said
my
we were close
boys,
enough to be
my
boys.
boys' ops are my ops. But if you're trying to be my boy, this isn't a good look, homie.
He's your dad.
And I said, fuck that guy.
Finally, some quality company for my son.
I don't have a
You chose
family.
well with this one.
This is important.
I'm gonna ignore that, and I'm gonna ask my question again to Gwen. So, am I to understand that because our mage invited you,
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to just be here, eat this food, and then leave?
Well, I don't know if I'll leave. Maybe I'll set up shop for a little while. Maybe I'll
Or do you sell things?
reposition.
Or
Well,
is it turn of phrase? I'm sorry, I do that a lot.
no, not really.
Um,
It's mostly just governmental work that I do since my creation.
So
Tell me more about that.
So you're in our territory, right outside of our town, and
Oh, I'm sorry. This is all King's land.
oh, so you're okay. I see where.
And as an agent of the king, I do have. I got right here, and she actually pulls out like a writ, you know, that she's got full right to set up the lone tower anywhere she desires, basically.
Sorry, my lawyer is at school right now, so I can't verify the integrity of that.
Oh, well, I have a couple that I keep on retainer if you wish for them to go over some paperwork with you later. But that's that's
another
business. Let's not worry so much about that.
Fourth course.
So
There's like some steam butter rolls with some like farmer's cheese.
I will point out that like the courses are just stacking up in front of Oozle. He's not touching.
You haven't
shit.
eaten anything.
They just take them away if you haven't touched them.
Cool.
Yeah, if you don't touch them, they don't let them stack. They
Cool.
move them out. Your father like scowls at you. You're never going to grow up to be big and strong if you don't eat your meals. Did the church not teach you that? I will be writing them about this and getting some of my money back.
So you're planning on just leaving your tower here?
Oh, I'm not quite sure. I haven't made a plan just yet. I'm just kind of doing as I desire right now. I'm in between work, you might say.
Okay, so you should be in between work elsewhere.
Yes, like here.
No, not here.
Are you saying that I'm not welcome?
Apologies, Rack. You missed the first couple of courses, and now politics are allowed.
I asked if I can have some leftovers from the first 3 courses.
They just bring you Oozle's unfinished
Yeah, they-
plates.
You start just like going to town, not even listening.
No, wait, the croissants with the black tea. You can't.
Yes.
Tear. Just
No, that was Thor.
Gotta sharpen up.
You start like just gorging, and you see across the lane, Bryson is like getting stiffer and stiffer as he's like getting a little nervous. Is he a like 4th, 5th level sport talent kid that has exclusively to do with buffing other people is sitting next to Gwen that you're now actively being very hostile towards?
I have yet to approach into hostile territory.
I must
It is
ask,
very much
Gwen,
so.
You said that with the Fae too.
What is in it for you to be on the Mad King's side of this confrontation?
What are you
Oh.
talking about? He made her.
You should see some of the writs that I have, the rights that I get, the experiments that I get to run, the funding. Oh my god.
Oh yes, our
The
friend
money is
that
so
she
amazing. Have you ever
tore
thought about
apart,
changing
and
positions
we
for
had to
a pay increase?
literally piece back together.
My magics
My
are
sister
different
that she
and don't
quite
really suit the
literally
Mad King.
experimented on for
Really?
years upon fucking years. Yeah, those experiments.
Are you saying all this out loud?
Yes.
Some little tear there.
She's talking to Belrune right now.
Sounds a little hostile.
Mark
Oh yeah,
kinda like-
this is hostile.
you feel like a firm hand on your shoulder as Mark has reached like around Belrune and is like squeezing. He's like, "Hey, bro, like I get it, but are we doing this tea party thing, or are we like, like
Ain't no fighting in a basement.
he's getting a little confused." Have you ever thought of taking a pay increase? Your magic is different, you say. That's
it's,
quite
you know,
intriguing.
minute details. But it's just it doesn't really. I don't really seek the
Like you have a sport talent.
money or fame, or the fanciness that comes with working for the king. So I just
What do you seek?
well, right now, family's pretty cool, but I'm getting there. Rack and I are good pals.
Oh, pals. Okay.
I think that Mark and
I thought that
you know-
conversation was going in a slightly different turn.
Sorry.
Well, you say you desire a family, and then you point right to
I could do better than him, thank you.
the only woman here besides me.
So also about your girlfriend.
Unquote woman. Bitch, you're half metal.
Yeah, I just don't really know if there's much to offer outside of that, and that's like something that's genuine and organic, and it can't really be
Yeah.
manufactured. So
Of course.
Unlike some people.
Contrary to popular belief, I've actually manufactured many families for people.
I see. And how did that?
Oh,
Oh, by
wonderfully.
murdering sport talent kids and turning them into
To
monstrosities.
murder?
Dissections. I never directly murder the sport talent kids.
But how do they come into your care before?
Oh, they-
Oh, by being stolen from their
Unfortunately,
families.
die in the training camp. It's a very tough selection process.
I see. I've heard rumors of just how tough.
Very
it is and how
hard
big
on
the,
souls. Yes.
How does Bryson feel about that statement?
Yeah, he's like sweating now.
Well, I don't know if that's something I could be a part of. My goal in life is to avoid as much child death as possible. So I would demand at least the shutting down of the training camps.
Have you thought of becoming a trainer?
Well,
Because it's always been my understanding that if they just trained harder, they would have a much lower mortality rate.
I just, that's not really what we were taught. I think you're spending too much time with this guy here. And I put to Charles,
Charles. It's our first
who
time
clearly
meeting.
doesn't know how to raise a child.
You just kind of like,
No, I don't think there's anything that could be offered.
our conversation is pleasant enough, but I'm sensing a rather hostile aura from you as well, I'm afraid.
Hostile is a harsh way to put it, right? Obviously, we're on opposing sides of this conflict.
Notice how he did not state that it was an inaccurate way to put it. Unfortunate. Ms. Rack, how did you find yourself tied up in all of this?
I was quite literally teleported into the middle of this. I have
How did
no
Rat
idea
get there?
what's going on. I truly have no idea who you are. But may I just say, you strike a cutting figure.
Stop it,
Must
you.
be that.
Too flattering.
That
Have
all
you ever
comes
thought
from-
of a career change?
What are you suggesting?
There are many positions available in the King's Guard.
I'm very good at hitting stuff. And
Oh, I've noticed. Very good. You also have a weird talent for just finding things.
like that coin on the ground earlier, I didn't pick it up. I promise.
Sorry, there was a coin on the ground. Why didn't you pick it up?
There's a weird string to it, man. I don't know.
I
Weird
got
alley next to
sus
it.
vibes. There's
Well,
a guy
tell me,
in the
what do they
alley trying
pay
to
you?
offer me magic items.
Pay me? Nothing.
Well,
I
we
mean-
could certainly do better than that.
I mean, I got quite a saving stuff. I'm good for a little while. I'm just sowing my oats, kind of taking like a sabbatical.
Oh. Old Charles here, way back in the day, did a lot of sowing his oats too.
Just got-
Or so I hear. He gets a little like red, but then kind of like a little prideful.
Oh, he's bashful.
Oozle, how many siblings do you have?
I don't know, Dad. How many do I have?
I don't know, son.
I guess.
Hopefully, no other ones being tortured by the Mad King.
Potential
right?
or like just that I know?
Let's go with potential. Yeah.
Oh. Well, no, hold on. There was...
Do you need a piece of paper?
Carry the 2.
We'll get back to it later. Don't worry about it. Son, perhaps it would be a good time to talk about exactly what you're doing here. Running this little podunk town, total war with the kingship. How's the plan?
She may have invited you, but by all the gods, you in no way, shape, or form tell me what to do here.
Oh. We'll see.
It sounded like he was just asking.
I also
think.
just asked. Are you so shallow in your plans that you cannot give a full report?
I do have have we ever ran like a satisfaction survey with our people? Do we know that we're doing a better job?
Actually, yeah, they fucking love us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The select few that you've given like
No,
hundreds
no.
of gold pieces to at
No,
very
no,
least.
no. Well, obviously then.
They did
But
also
no,
enjoy
like
the new
at
holiday, Fuck the Mad King Day.
At the as we were getting the fucking temples built. Remember we did like a
Yes, yeah,
big like
you did.
come with
Generally
your
speaking, you've been
grievances.
doing great.
How are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. So like we're fine.
That open door policy.
So in response to his inquiry, I will just simply say my plans aren't to be discussed in front of the enemy. I would have thought that you would have understood that.
I see no other Vikels here.
Vikels are part of what? Bigger picture, Dad.
Oh, you've set your sights too high. I see how it is. I guess the church never taught you realistic goals.
Or something.
Have you
about-
set your sight on overthrowing the totality of the kingship?
Whoa, don't take that. Maybe he's just not small-brained like some other people and likes to think of, things out of his narrow scope.
I think it's a very rude thing to imply that just because you and Rack have smaller bodies that your brains are of lesser size than us.
I'm gonna axe your father.
Do it.
He's
I
on the
won't
top of my
stop you.
shit list.
Oh no! He's all like, yo, fuck this guy. Yeah, he's kind of a fucking prick. It's almost like I told you that he was a fucking prick. But hey, what the fuck do I know? Nobody listens to me.
You can be dramatic sometimes.
Oh God, he can. You should have heard him when he was a kid all the time. Dad, please show up. I have a recital that I need you to come to. It would mean a lot. They have reserved seats. Oh, whatever.
I'm gonna go piss in the whiskey.
Mark like puts his hand on your shoulder and sits you back. I was like, no, the fuck you're not. They imported it from a distillery called Deerhammer, and I will not be missing this.
He's really like fingers crossed that we make it to the 7th course where the whiskey comes out.
Him and Raymond are like every now and then just throwing out like little platitudes to try to like cool down the environment every now and then as they're both like super enjoying
like-
the food.
Like the quick time events where you see the bar like hit the red,
It's a pro skater when you're on the rail. You gotta balance. Every now and then they're throwing in something like actually on Gwen's behalf just to like make sure that things simmer back down.
And all that does is infuriate me like more.
Like, take this from me. We're on like the 6th course. We're almost there, boys.
Bryson is just about totally sweat through his shirt at this point.
This shit just better hurry.
He's not looking good. The morning started out so well for him.
This needs to be over quickly.
So when I was testing with the chickens,
Who are you talking to? Oh, okay.
you
Just
as,
to me. Okay.
as God,
Yeah.
I was able to like see their anatomy. Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm gonna put my feelers out around the table.
Yeah. To everybody's a normal person. Gwen, you cannot see into.
Does she have?
There is like a magical block.
Okay.
If shadows could coalesce into the shape of rage, that's all you see in Oozle. His shadows are spicy. They got a fizz to them.
That's more of a like curiosity for me and not Belrune. It's like if emotions have an effect on like.
Just saying.
That.
They
just
do
saying.
Okay.
You look at Oozle and be like,
While
"Why
I put
are
my
those
feelers
spiky?"
out, am I detecting like people that I don't expect to be there?
No.
Okay.
No, not
No
necessarily.
invisible beings just kind of
no.
around.
No invisible beings around or anything
Okay.
like that.
Not necessarily Sandoval, just
Yeah.
like generally.
At least no
speaking.
invisible beings that you can detect.
Yeah. Okay.
Which realistically you would expect that you could. However, as you have just found out,
Yeah.
Gwen has some kind of magical shielding on her that even your powers, magic sometimes is just magic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Bitch is half robot.
Is she?
Yeah. I know her lower half is.
Do you?
I do, because when I slit her fucking throat the first time I saw her, fucking her, you straight up said that like the fucking dress, cause like fucking those like metal legs and then the fucking scorpion tail that fucked me up. So yes, her lower half is metal. I know that much.
Maybe that was just the first version.
Maybe that was Gwen 1.0.
Oh,
Maybe it's been more perfected since then.
That's terrifying.
And it's just lizard legs.
Maybe you actually killed that Gwen and this is new Gwen.
Oh, that would fucking suck.
It's totally possible though.
It is.
The
It is. I hadn't
improved
thought
model.
about that.
I'm gonna spend some time mentally, kind of, come back from that
Yeah,
conversation.
you kind of
step
pull out
back,
for a second.
and try to like press my feelers into that shield that Gwen has.
Yeah, you can feel almost like your awareness physically like rebounding off, like it is a slippery,
Mm-hmm.
gelatinous surface to
Okay.
your mind.
Oh, almost like her soul. Slimy.
Yeah, we'll spend some time poking and prodded at it. I'll dip back.
Your father raises a wonderful point. Is your goal to overthrow the entirety of the kingship, or are you having rebellion for other means? It's been a sparked topic of hot debate, seeing as you guys are the first to breach the Legion wall, granted by starting within, ever. It's quite the interesting thing.
What was the smartest way to do it?
Oh, absolutely. It was brilliant.
Hmm.
Well, some of the things you did was brilliant.
Working on the kinks.
I don't think that's appropriate to talk about at dinner either. Or breakfast, I suppose.
That's the after party.
What is the end goal? Are you going to overthrow the king and install yourself?
Sure, you'd like to know.
I would. If you succeed, I would need to know inherently, because then I would be out of a job, wouldn't I?
Gotta bring up how we install fine young leaders like Bryson. The
Our
leaders of
Young
tomorrow.
Leaders Sport Talent Initiative program.
So, not to be
Future business leaders.
hostile, but I'm sure that if we continue along this approach with what we're doing, I fully doubt that in one way or another you would be around to see the success of the plan.
Oh, you think so?
Whether that be we kill you or we die in the process.
You plan to kill me then?
Do you plan on ceasing supporting the Mad King?
Oh, God, no. It's my job.
Then, as per how a war works, if you fight against us, that is inherently a possibility.
So you plan on killing every man, woman, and child that works for the Mad King currently?
No, we have plenty of individuals that were
Then
working
what
for the Mad
inherently
King.
means that I need to die in that process?
Are you willing to join us?
Oh, well, if you succeed your plans, I would be looking for work, absolutely. So long as my paychecks are getting paid, though, and you're not offering substantially more, understand that there is some very expensive and technical magical processes that would need to unbind me from the Mad King's control before his death in order for me to switch sides just for payment.
So
But
let me get
best of
this-
luck to you in what you desire in life. I really do wish the best for each and every one of you. You've been such wonderful people.
Let me get this straight. You are working for the Mad King, fighting for the Mad King, doing all these testings for
Well,
the Mad
he
King.
created me
but
and owns me
your allegiance,
body and soul.
Your allegiance is
to
based
science,
solely.
to magic. You don't understand.
No,
I only want to
don't.
run my experiments. I wish to further the bounds of what we know and what we can do.
So I will tell you right
new
now.
medicines, new poisons, new everything.
I'll tell you right now that if we were to succeed in whatever our plan is, and you were to, through payments and bond breaking and all that other hoopla, there would be no more experimenting on children and tearing apart prisoners in order to further your science.
I love the what if games. It's a very fun pastime of mine. Surely, of course, in this hypothetical situation, you would wind up having enemies. How would you keep your lands, as the Great Plains orcs believe all of it to belong to them? If you were to conquer this land and take over the kingdom and install yourself as its head, would they not suddenly become an enemy of yours, just as they are of the king?
An enemy that could be dealt with, but we have an understanding with them.
Oh, but what value is a prisoner of war, truly?
Have we seen Gwen?
To science, to magic, they could be invaluable.
Well,
Not just for themselves, but for the rest of everybody. Perhaps later down the line, what I discover experimenting on orcs could help all orc kind.
Well, that's too fucking bad.
I could cure orc AIDS.
Damn. Looks like that's not gonna happen.
Well, in this hypothetical situation, I guess if you're that angry, no. But it still might happen. Just in other hypothetical situations.
Have we seen Gwen like physically interact with anything besides Bryson?
Yeah, she's drank some tea and ate some cake. But you do know high enough power illusions can do that if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
They can also, so long as you are believing the illusion, appear to be interacting with physical objects just like that.
But yes, if in this hypothetical you were to join our forces,
Mm-hmm.
it is under the understanding that there will be no more senseless torture.
Surely we could
on-
do like willing human trials.
Well, that's a very sad hypothetical. I guess in that hypothetical, then, I would simply move my tower to another country and begin my own experiments again, with or without the government's consent. It's really not a big deal to me. I'm not too worried about any of that. It's the research that matters.
I think we have someone that could push this along and break the connections.
What connections?
Well, the control, dominion from the Mad King that he has inherently over her as her creator.
Do tell.
I mean, there's always daddy. Anything for a contract.
I didn't think your father was magical. And he's like, no, don't think so.
No, sorry. The Baron is.
The Baron.
Yeah.
There is
As in, not a baron of any of the king's domains, but the Baron,
Well, I don't know if it's like
exiled
perfect.
from the pantheon of the gods,
you
to
take
live forever
you
on
take
the
20
mortal
points.
plane.
Little
of damage.
different
You
than
take
that.
20 points of damage. Is like kick the shit out of you underneath the table.
I'm next to you. How are
And-
you gonna go about
I'll stomp on your
that?
fucking foot.
My feet are dangling. I don't even.
It happens.
20 point of damage. The table is absolutely like
What'd you
hugely
roll to hit?
jostled. Tea spills
30.
everywhere.
32 actually.
Barely make it flat-footed.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, you stomp and everyone's like, whoa, and like there's like some jolts. Everybody's jumpy.
Sorry,
Stuff spills all over.
there was a bug. Apologies.
Oh, pesky insects. Always so annoying. But
Indeed.
it's so nice out that you just can't resist being out and about. Not to be too aggressive, but I disagree strongly with your father. I think your goals of overthrowing the king are just darling.
Yeah, that's nice.
So for payroll wise, like how much are we talking for that? Mercenaries
Oh.
aren't cheap, and I'm sure scholars aren't either.
No, not at all. And especially of the likes of your specific talents, you would be given stipends of upwards of hundreds of thousands of gold a year.
Or torn apart and turned into a Mad King monstrosity.
Oh,
Who's to
you
say?
have all proven yourselves way more than strong enough to avoid that fate. In fact, you wouldn't be put through the training camps at all, as none of you were sport talents. Exclusively, from my understanding, you have full magical potential. You have full magical potential, and no magics to speak of course.
Rex like fucking freaks.
So, if
Man.
we were to maintain this,
So your sister, how do you have her contained?
as of this point, it's none of your concern.
Well, it's a little bit of everybody's concern, as one wayward wish could destroy reality as we know it, couldn't it?
Oh, that is indeed correct. So, I
You
re-
don't find that concerning in the least.
nope. We have it taken care of.
I believe your friend has a bit of a death wish.
Considering our courses of action, is that a surprise?
A bit of an ego problem.
Yeah, I think that's probably much more likely.
I believe I gotta start this fight 20 hit points down because someone got a little temperamental.
Ever since the beginning, he's always had these big, grandiose plans and walked around like he was just destined for greatness. And I hope it's true, but ooh, talk about dangerous mentalities.
Yeah. Did you know he wanted to start this with a brawl and not food? Tea.
Who starts a tea party with a brawl?
That's what I said.
I was unaware that you were here to have a fucking tea party.
Actually, it was cake. We've since expanded the schedule.
Yes, and I appreciate it. It's been absolutely darling.
A hostile fortress appeared outside of my city.
I'm sorry,
Forgive
have
me if-
I loosed an arrow or a magical bolt at your city since
Am I
coming?
just
We were forewarned that she would be coming for cake.
I was invited. Specifically by a member of your close circle, though she may not be here anymore.
we knew her for like a week before she made that agreement?
Then you
dead.
shouldn't have given her invitation privileges.
We fucking didn't.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
You did.
Mm.
Because here we are.
Yeah, boy.
If I wasn't invited, why would we be sitting here having tea and cookies, and not when I showed up that you would immediately have launched a full-scale invasion of my tower again? Because I was invited for cake. Obviously.
And it's a lovely cake. I sampled some of the first first try at it last night.
Oh,
Beautiful.
good.
Well done.
My spies have heard wonderful things, and of course, I've had Joanne's baking before as well.
Nothing quite like this. Spared no expense.
Oh, wonderful.
Is fucking cake here yet?
We start the 7th course. The whiskey comes out.
The whiskey comes. It's like little sandwichettes, little beef sliders. Oh, I don't believe the cake is until last. We still have a little bit more. Are you feeling okay?
Well as I can be.
Is your stomach upset? You haven't touched a thing.
Feeling fine.
I have an antacid if you need.
Feeling fine.
What is an antacid?
Well, so your stomach, when you eat food, it doesn't magically digest itself. right? It hits your stomach, and your stomach produces a strong acid that breaks it down. And she starts going into the whole thing. Yeah, explains Tums.
I'll let that take up the 7th course.
Yeah. In the meantime,
Do you have acid reflux problems? Do you find yourself belching on a regular basis, unable to keep down spicy food without pain?
only when I'm drinking with the orcs.
Ah, that grog can be mighty strong, can't it?
Yeah.
Well, if you need, and she reaches into her, just into
Yeah,
a pocket,
Little
and
satchel.
yeah, she pulls out just a little, vial with these little kind of white
Yeah,
Mentos-like
absolutely.
pills. Yeah,
Well, thank you. I keep that in mind for
of
next
course. Yeah, it's a wonderful little thing. Experimentation. It does wonders.
I pray that this is how we lose Belrin. This trusted motherfucker took a vial of pills from
They're tablets.
the
You chew them.
fucking enemy because she said that they could help him drink a little bit more.
I have done nothing to this lady today but throw a lovely day.
If only all world problems could be solved by a tea party.
Directly, I did nothing to her at the tower.
Belrin, tell me, those other individuals that you took from the tower last time, what became of them?
Not quite sure.
Oh,
There was a point in time for each of them where I just kind of lost track of where they're at. So
very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they've all headed back respectively to wherever they came from. I know generally where, so I'll just go round some new ones up. There was nothing too terribly special about the individuals, I suppose.
they seemed particularly unhappy with you.
Well, test subjects will.
Yes, being turned into magic batteries has a tendency to.
Oh, well, that was just the elves. And they're hardly whatever, But
Hardly.
oh, have you ever had a druid go and ask a lab rat how it feels about life? It's never very good. But lab rats are necessary nonetheless.
Can't say I have. Do we do live animal testing in the labs?
No. You. Yep.
Chicken
I
thing.
healed the chicken.
Didn't you kill one?
No.
You've been working on
I cooked
healing
one.
magics. Always necessary, always wonderful. In my lab, I could always
Where
use
does
another
that
healer.
come? What's the step before that?
Instant burning death.
I.e., you did kill one,
Yeah,
right?
but I wasn't, it wasn't like a prolonged testing on it. It was death by fire and then cooked
not-
chicken as a result.
Not what I asked.
I always despise killing one of my test subjects too early. You just don't get enough good information out of it. It's like their death wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, healing chickens is, too easy. I think too small
Yeah.
for my needs.
Well, if you'd like to move on to people, magical creatures, anything like that, my job offer still stands.
I'm sure in the very near future I'm gonna have to heal at least one of these two.
Really?
Yeah.
You're expecting... What?
Well, that such is the nature of war.
Oh, well, yes, that is true. You have been making quite a bit of war. And I'm sure that you'll
And that's-
find your next target here very soon and
And-
continue on your war path.
Yeah,
As
that's
wars
really
do.
been my job in this. Heal people, try to convert survivors to the church, and I'm not really in the.
Do you believe that most of the people you're fighting do not believe in your church?
I believe that they can live a happier life outside of the war with a neutral faction like the
Oh.
Church of Agni.
I 100% agree that everybody could live a much happier life outside of war. It's a real shame that you brought it to us.
The war was already here. We just expanded it. Fuck off.
Oh, there hasn't been a major battle in this war in decades.
Yeah, that's just because you guys have been trouncing through Orc land, the Huntress land, and fighting on that front while they're
We
also
owned a
actively-
single fort down below the Great Divide.
So does that
I
mean it's
wouldn't call that trouncing
more
through
accurate
Orcish
to say
land.
that there hasn't been a war in the human territory.
Precisely.
Seems a little racist, don't
Exactly.
you think?
Just
I
because
mean,
you
Well-
guys, just because the Mad King territories haven't been suffering doesn't mean that others haven't.
When a nation declares war against you and you keep that nation out of your borders, generally speaking, people view that as a good thing. Because make no mistake, the Huntresses, the Orcs, the Dwarves, even the Northmen, they all brought war to us.
And the thousands upon thousands of refugees that have come here seeking asylum
Mhm.
from the Mad King. That's
Unfortunate
just-
policies for the government to survive.
So
Everybody
harming-
must do their part, and some citizens simply don't believe that's true.
So harming your own citizens in order to keep a force at bay.
I'd like to make
instead
it very
of-
clear, I harm very few of our own citizens.
But through your orders, you do.
I don't.
All these test subjects that you're talking about.
Well, I don't give any orders. I just do my experiments and my tests.
I've seen the results of your experiments and your tests.
Have you?
You are not innocent in this.
What results have you seen?
The monstrosities. I'm aware that you almost single-handedly assisted the Mad King in developing the process in order to make those.
If I make the monstrosities, how did I get here as a monstrosity?
You helped fine-tune it,
True.
thus making them more effective, thus putting them into more use.
Thus making the nation safer and less of our own citizens having to be on the front lines. Yes.
Is it really safer when you have 3 nations banging on your doors and you do honestly nothing to stop it, but starve your citizens, put these policies in place
I don't know what citizens you've seen starving.
in order to keep these forces at bay instead of forming some form of offensive to put an end to that threat? Or maybe even, who knows, diplomacy?
So wait, if you help make the monstrosities, I guess doesn't that make her like indirectly responsible for Mark's kids being dead?
Yes.
He just like tenses.
And
Yes.
like the like self-destruct thing that killed his pregnant wife as well.
Yes.
Yes, the death cloud. I did create that.
Oh, but you don't harm people.
Oh no, I never said I don't harm people. I don't harm our own citizens.
Well, at the
At-
time.
Yeah, at that point in time,
And nobody's perfect. Accidents happen. Always.
Mark, they were just an accident.
How did all of Leadshire die?
oh, so you guys are fucking aware, but you're still, you know what? I understand propaganda.
I'm just saying. You destroyed an entire city chock full of innocent civilians. And yes, my experimentation, one of perhaps my monstrosities. I've got a million texts that make those low-level monstrosities at this point. I haven't made a low-level monstrosity in decades. Unfortunately, released it into the woods, and it unfortunately reached a citizen and his family, causing 3 unnecessary and hurtful deaths. But also my monstrosities have been used on the front lines, keeping those barbarians at bay that you said we should form an offensive against. What do you think the monstrosities are?
Well, apparently they weren't fucking working because you've been at war with them for how long?
Oh, a little over 60 years.
Oh, crazy.
There's a lot of them.
And
Very
it's-
few of us. We
it's-
almost had the dwarves beat until you showed up. So it would have gone from 3 major powers to 2 major powers and 1 minor annoyance to the north. But now there's still 3 major powers, 1 minor annoyance to the north, and you destroying entire cities worth of citizens. I'm not quite sure what the point is with your moral grab here. I'm not trying to grandstand at all. I'm simply stating what I do. You seem to be the one that thinks that what you're doing is right and inherently what I'm doing is wrong.
I mean, we do have a better approval rating.
That is true. I've never been one for the public eye and public attention, though. Some of our people, of course, the traitor now, Sir Blitz, wonderful approval ratings through the King's Land. Others, Sir Ken the Dragon's Fist over in Ironshire. Oh, so beloved. He spends most of his time nowadays just going to schools and reading books to children. It's not a official retirement, as he is still full strength and a full operative, but you know how it is.
Well, as we start the close of our night,
Out comes the cake.
the cake is delivered, cut up,
Yeah.
placed in front of people.
Oh, this is divine.
What's the outcome going to be of this? We've
Of this
reached,
whole war? Oh,
Well,
no
no,
idea.
today.
Future sight has never been my strong suit.
because obviously you can't stay here.
Well, yes, of course, this is going to wrap up and I'm going to go back to my tower.
You know
and
what I mean.
Retreat to my
Your
quarters.
Tower cannot stay here.
Oh, it can't.
Not if you're not going to join us. No.
Here is a thing. I'm not sure whether or not I desire to stay around the area. You have shown me some wonderful local delicacies and a little bit of import. I appreciate that. You have been hospitable enough that I will consider your requests to move out of the field that I have recently placed my tower in. I think we're under a bit of a misunderstanding, though, that you believe that you could forcibly evict me.
We would prefer if it did not come to that.
Absolutely, I know you would. You cannot forcibly evict me. I could absolutely keep my tower here.
You could try. It won't be in one piece, but you can try.
He's a feisty one. He's a good addition to the team. That mage that you had put on that invited me here. Little unstable.
You're telling me.
The unshakable confidence will get you killed.
It will get someone killed.
It's been a wonderful time. Rack, it was such a pleasure to meet you. Charles, I am so charmed and would love to have you over sometime for some more tea and cookies. And your little doll here, Bryson, and she like puts her hand on his shoulder and he just like jumps a little bit. It was a pleasure seeing him again as well. My condolences of all that has happened and all that is to come. You have a wonderful night. And she stands.
You want to kick off this shindig?
She turns to leave.
Now's your chance.
I give it a shake. So I know through my unfortunate tests with Chris that if I attempt to chain an illusion, it just simply doesn't work. The spell just doesn't go off. It's just a big fat no. So theoretically speaking, that means that if I were to attempt to chain this bitch and she's an illusion, there wouldn't be any evidence that I attempted to chain this bitch. That's an illusion. Am I understanding this correctly?
Sort of. You would still like channel your divine power, and especially to magic users, people who can see magical energy moving around, like Belrune and Gwen. It would be obvious.
Take
It
that
just
risk.
it just would not consume one of your daily uses.
The dwarves are a call away.
Rack, thoughts?
No thoughts. Head empty.
Head empty, belly full.
Bree, thoughts?
What on if we fight her or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you don't have quite the running relation, but
I mean, I don't think.
I vote yes. It's been made very clear, especially with the final closing statements, that she's not going to leave and thinks that we can't make her.
So, let's see. I'm trying to think. Do I have... I'm trying to think of, like, I try to do it. If it doesn't work, I'm trying to think of, like, a believable bluff where I could just be like, nah, I was
Like,
healing
push her
Bryson.
You're taking enough time. She is at the edge of your range right now.
All right.
Do it.
Highs, we let her go. Lows, we fight. We're leaving it up to dice.
Give me the highs.
So you want highs? You want to let her go?
I thought highs was fight.
No, highs is let her go. Lows is we fight. Going?
Buddy, you do whatever you
Go
want.
ahead.
I'm not controlling you. I'm controlling the bitch. Eyes.
That's really just highs. You don't chain her.
Belrune,
You're
do
your
you
own
attack?
person.
Yeah.
How so?
I scoop up, Shadow, and I'm gonna just try to chain it around her ankles.
Yeah. You send the shadows down through, and you feel when they hit her feet, you feel the shadows that are just slowly and inherently circulating around in the grass, as well as in her, solidify to each other. And she stops. And she looks at her feet a little confused, and she looks over her shoulder at you.
Very fast perception. I see this happen.
Yeah.
Do I have a second to react?
Yeah.
That's another nat 20. All right. Well, apparently it started. So I'll try to launch a chain at her.
Yeah, you focus in. The magic wells in you, and it does not fire.
Yep. There we go. This is your fault.
And she looks at the two of you,
I
and
left it up to fate, and you said no.
she smiles. I moved my soul months ago.
Just doesn't have a soul.
I recommend.
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
That's what liches do.
Yeah.
Right, that's what a
She's
phylactery
essentially
is.
just a lich. Essentially.
Yeah. It's a little different when you're a soul-filled construct.
Oh, yeah.
I threw it in the center for dramatic effect.
Is everybody jumping up to attack right now? Is that your call, or are you in stunned silence for a minute?
I did my thing, and nobody else besides maybe Raymond saw that.
Yeah.
Do we see the shit on her feet?
No.
No.
I do recommend letting me go.
I don't believe that we have met a favorable compromise with the location of your tower.
When we come back next week, we roll initiative.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you guys for coming for Mad King. We are starting Red Steel. There's going to be a session 0 Tuesday. So it'll be the following Tuesday will be the first official, and it'll be a stream session 0. Gonna be great. Modern Warfare. After that, we're gonna start A Gruesome Tale.
Ah.
Tomorrow, Elden Ring.
Ah.
Right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
both on.
To
Got the
the
three
best-
of us
to the
here.
best of my
Yeah.
knowledge.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I'm Kai Gyan, and you just watched D20 House. Like, comment, and subscribe!